All right, sweet. So I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about something that came up in our coaching calls today. So a lot of people are doing networking, and I mean, I've done thousands of hours of networking myself. I can't tell you how many business cards I've collected and distributed, how many coffees and tacos that I paid for that didn't really result in business. And so I wanted to just kind of rip out this idea and explain to you guys, when we are leveraging the preventative health initiative and tax incentives for business owners, there's a certain way we do it, right? In a BNI meeting, our elevator pitch should be more like, how many of you know that you spent more money on Amazon than Amazon paid in taxes, right? And if you didn't know that, then I can explain why. But in a networking group, what I've found is that most people are there to talk about themselves. They're there to grow their business, and most of them may not have marketing systems in place. So they really, they benefit from these types of groups, which is great. I've done a ton of it. But if I'm going to do it today, I'm very intentional about the way that I do it. So one of my favorite things to do instead of an elevator pitch is that I ask questions first. What do you do? How long have you been doing that? Oh yeah? How many employees do you have, right? Because I want to know how many employees they have so I can do the math on what the incentive is worth for them. But also, people love to talk about themselves. So the more I humanize the interaction and the better the questions that I ask them, the better the information that I get, the more that they're going to want to talk and the more that they're going to trust me, right? At the end of the conversation, they'll probably feel obligated to then say, so tell me what you do. And I typically kind of make it funny. I'm like, I get paid to make friends. And they're like, no, seriously, like what do you do? I'm like, no, really, I get paid to make friends. So we specialize in tax incentives for business owners. You find people a bunch of money they didn't know they were entitled to. They're going to want to be your friend. For example, you said you have 20 employees. Well, I've got this tax incentive that's worth $2,000 per employee, right? If I told you that we've got $40,000 for you, would that be worth 20 minutes of your time? Of course, they're going to say yes. Okay, and then they're going to, this is the second, broken system when it comes to networking. It's not a best practice. They're going to want to exchange business cards. I don't even carry business cards, and that's kind of my shtick. Is like, oh no, I don't do business cards. I do schedules. So here's my schedule link. Plug your information in. Now I have their email, their mobile number. I asked them to make sure to give me the mobile number so I can text and confirm the meeting. Right? Got their email. I've got all of their information locked into their schedule. It's going to automatically show up on their schedule. Automatically send reminders. Right? And now we have created an intentional conversation. They are coming to my room to have a conversation with me about how we can find them this money. So it is not going to, I'm not going to leave that room with a pocket full of business cards that don't ever turn into anything. I'm not going to allow them to brush me off with, oh yeah, follow up with me later. We are going to set intentional appointments. So when I go to networking meetings, I'm going to make a minimum commitment to myself to set 5 appointments while I'm in that room. I cannot leave until I set 5 appointments. Not collect 5 business cards, set 5 appointments. And the way that I do that is I let them know we've got money for them. Sometimes the people that I talk to don't have enough employees, but they are in a service industry that serves business owners, marketing, print, these types of things. And so the idea here is that whether they have enough employees to qualify or they have a book of business of employers who qualify, I'm gonna set a one-on-one, I'm gonna set an intentional meeting, and I'm gonna walk away with opportunities as opposed to contact information. So we're gonna do a series of these videos helping you guys with best practices. Hopefully you found this valuable. Thank you for spending some more time with me today.